channel. Well, it's oyster time again, and I couldn't resist ordering some oysters online. I usually just bought them locally at a local fish store, independent fish store that's also like a supplier, or the local Whole Foods or Shaw's. I don't know if I'd buy oysters from Walmart or if they carry oysters. But, yeah, it ends up being cheaper because I think you're going to pay about $2 an oyster retail. And these are Wellfleet oysters from Cape Cod. But surprisingly, well, it makes sense. I'm sure there's a distribution point like in Boston. So they came from Boston FedEx. And if I ordered, I know I ordered I ordered 100. I think I got 101. But if there's any bad ones, I went down to the local Whole Foods and I bought a dozen, which I have an interesting story about. And so made sure that I had more than 100 so I could put that in the title. So I've got I got quite the task ahead of me. I have I like to just use the garden glove because it's leather. They have these gloves here, but you know, you're still gonna get poked. They're supposedly like knife proof. And yeah, so I'm throwing down the gauntlet. And I'm having some oysters. 100 oysters. So I got my knife. Got my glove. I ordered some knife-proof towels, but they got delayed, I guess, on Amazon. But I'm gonna have one of these. I've got my saltine crackers. I have to admit, I already had a couple of oysters. How could I resist? It's 11 o'clock at night. And this should give me a pretty good dream. I'm gonna go for this one. Yeah, so I already had a couple this afternoon. Couldn't resist. And I guess I can put this to the side. So I was reviewing another YouTube videos real quick. They had one where they put them under a broiler with some Parmesan cheese on it and kind of pretentious. Put some champagne on it. I'm like, nah. So you just go in right here. You got the curved side down. That's so it's like a little bit of a bowl shape, so when you open it up, all that goodness, all that nectar, that ocean flavor stays. Yeah, so sitting while doing this is not the best. And I'm in. This is a big one, of course. Uh-oh. remember my Tabasco. Well, let's have this one naked, I guess is what I'd call it. The original. Oh, I didn't completely scrape it off. Wow, this one is being difficult. Oh, man. So that's one. And I think I put 12 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll do 12 at a time so I can keep track of this. So here's the box it came in. But what I did is I divvied them up. I probably used my ice crusher on my refrigerator more than well, I know for a fact. It's almost brand new because I never use it. And I put half of them in another cooler with plenty of ice. Because it just came with these 2 little packets of ice. Oh yeah. Oh, I gotta get my Tabasco. Oh, I forgot my antiseptic. Got my Corona. My Corona. I always think of that song, My Sharona. And I've got my lime. And I have a knife right here. I should put like salt around that. Oh, that's so good. Going for my second. Well, they hinge on this one. Oh yeah. Going for the Tabasco. Oh, that goodness. was a really good one. The one at Whole Foods said well-fleet oysters too. But that one, that tasted the best. It was more salty, I think. More fresh taste. No, fresh tasting. They're all fresh. Oh yeah. Wow, I don't even see the hinge on this one. There we go. Oh man. And my crackers. Horseradish. Thought that was gonna make a popping sound. Oh, this is so good. Look at that one. solve that problem. Cheers. Oh. Wow. So I'm getting a workout here. So I'll finish these 12, and then I'll just open up 12, set them up, and then eat them. Wow. Let's go for this guy. Monster oyster. You can't defeat me. Wow, look at that. Maybe some lemon. How about a little bit of horseradish? Oh, don't drip it all. Wow. Oh, that was worth the effort. That was worth the effort. Oh, it's not opened. Another shell, another broken shell. Yeah, I broke that shell. Let's just try lemon. Oh my, it's been 29 minutes already. No way. lose track. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's crazy. Gotta pick up the pace. No pearls yet. Was that difficult one? Did I eat? Did I find? Wow, I forgot all about that difficult one and I conquered it without realizing it. You know, they like to recycle the shells because that's where they reseed oysters when they're not, when they do it more naturally instead of farming them. They put the used shells down and then they seed the shells with oyster starts, whatever they're called. Well, officially, that's my first dozen oysters. On to the next dozen. Unofficially, I've had more than a dozen. I forget how many I had. 3 before this, around noontime. I had to stop because I'm like, I'm not going to be able to stop eating these. So I'll be back with the next dozen shucked oysters. Okay, I'm back with my second dozen. And I'm telling you, I'm still starving. Oysters do not fill you up. I gotta fill up on crackers. Whoops, well, that can stay there, I guess. I can't tilt it because I'll spill out all the juices. Okay. I'm gonna finish this bottle of Tabasco. I got another one. This is my default condiment for oysters. Put a little lemon on some of these too. It's got to be a marathon because this is only my second dozen. Oh. But that's sort of counterproductive because you just want to enjoy each one. Let's get the one with the horseradish on it. Oh. I actually like the horseradish combo. I'm liking it. Cheers. More antiseptic. I also have a plan for another. It might be half and half, but I'm thinking of a pickle pizza. I got the pickles, but I can't find. There might be a place in Malden I'm looking for fresh dill. Because if I recall correctly, it had fresh dill on that one that I bought up in Salem. And that I got from a local food review. What was the name of that show? It's a local show that featured that restaurant or sub shop. is going to fill me up. Better cut back on the beer. Don't want to waste that. So I'm a quarter of the way. I'm starting to question whether I can do 100. As that beer is going to fill me up. So, 24. The next 24, I'll be halfway there. Short 2. The next 24. Okay, now there's room. Just have to burp. Oh, I'm not wasting any of that. That was delicious. So that was 24. Now I have to open up another 24. And I'll be halfway there after I finish that. I'm not full, but I am questioning the 100 goal. I was watching a video, and this one guy's like, well, you know, if you store them like this, you know, put a wet towel over them, they can last up to a week in the fridge. I wouldn't want to keep oysters in the fridge for over a week. Another guy said maybe 4 or 5 days, I think. I think a week. Well, let me get to opening up. I'm gonna see if I can get, well, yeah, the beer is gonna fill me up with is going to be pretty crowded. That's 12. Yeah. That'd be really crowded. I can only eat what I open, so it doesn't matter. So, we'll be back again. Okay, I'm back. Hope you don't mind. I turned the fridge on. I don't want to keep it off this long. So, I think this is sort of directional, so even though I'm hearing it, maybe the microphone isn't picking it up that much. I should have also stated it is now. Where did I get it? Looks like I got a message, but I didn't. It is 1 o'clock on this Friday. Well, I guess technically it's sort of, not technically, it's sort of a Friday video. Yeah, it was so spontaneous. I've been thinking about ordering online. It finally did it, and it arrived FedEx, so it was next day. I'm a little tired because I had to, I got paranoid. It's 38 degrees. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's not, I don't think it's going to get down to freezing, but I get paranoid. So I brought my fig trees into the cellar. And one of them's kind of, I have to drag it. So, this is my oyster shell. All so far, so that's how many I've conquered. This is the 3rd dozen. So one more, and I'm halfway there. I think I can do this. For some reason, I'm liking the horseradish. On my oysters. Maybe some lemon. Get some more. Well, that's a lime. There's a lemon. It's weird because I'm not full. I'm hungry. You know what it is? I think it's the tea. I think the tea makes you constantly hungry. I don't want it to be a race. It's a shame that, just slurp these down and not appreciate them. I mean, when you think about it, there's just not a lot. You probably have more volume with a pasta dinner. Getting the workout though. Getting a workout. Should I go for beer? This fills you up more than the oysters. I was debating whether to say anything or not, but I'll go ahead. See how many people go through this video. We're 6 minutes into this. So 6 minutes on top of the 29. So I I was concerned that I wouldn't have 100 actually, so I'll title this 100 plus oysters. So I went to Whole Foods to pick up a dozen oysters. When I got to the fish department, there was a guy there that was ordering some type of shellfish, and I'm like, oh no, you gotta be kidding me. Watch this guy sell out or buy all the oysters, but he was getting clams. So I was waiting for the person to finish serving this gentleman, and another employee came up to the counter, behind the counter, and said, may I help you? So I said, yes, I would like 1 dozen oysters. And I had to stay away to the side, to the left of the cabinet, because this guy that was here before me was they were finishing weighing his clams, and there was some miscommunication. He didn't get the amount of clams that he asked for, so they had to go back and add some more to the total that he was purchasing. I hear the other employee ask the other employee, how much in a dozen? And I think this guy was in his 20s. So I didn't pay attention, and he wrapped them in paper. Usually they put them in a bag, and then they don't seal it because they say, you'll kill the oysters because they won't be able to breathe, so do not, tie a knot in the plastic bag. So I figured this guy it was his technique to just wrap them up, and it was like that butcher's paper. And then he put the label on it, and I went through self-checkout. I scanned it, put it in the bag, and another bag, and went home. I got home. I said, well, these might, if they open up, they'll let out the liquid in the shell. Let me put them in a bag. I go to take them out, and I look. They're clams. Yep. So, got back in my car. I've got clams in the fridge, so that's why I don't want to keep it off. And went down, hoping that they didn't sell out of oysters on my way back down for a second try. And I get to the cabinet. I'm standing there, there's nobody there. A woman comes up to the cabinet, maybe 30 seconds, a minute after me. A guy comes out from behind the wall and asks her, can I help you? And I'm standing there, and that saying, I'm like, what am I, chopped liver? So I didn't say anything. And so she wanted some type of fish, and she was very particular also. So it took him forever to get the exact weight that she wanted for these fillets that she was selecting. It had to be exactly over 3.8 pounds or something like that, or I don't know. And then she wanted them skinned or filleted. I just bit my tongue. Finally, the guy, I said, like a dozen. I was standing right in front of the oysters, and I said, like a dozen of these well-fleet oysters. And I got my oysters. So, we've got computers We've got the internet. We've got the most technology we've ever had. And you're in your 20s and you don't know how many are in a dozen. Enough said. I didn't know what to, well, I'm going to not say anymore. Now that I think about it, right across the street from Whole Foods is the high school. I think I'm getting my second wind. I wonder what the, I just think of that, just thought of it. I wonder what the, no pun intended, I wonder what the end result will be from this 100 plus oyster challenge. What's that, I was just trying to think of that scene from Toy Story. Something and beyond. Buzz Lightyear's, what's his catchphrase? Anyways, after the next dozen, I'll be halfway there. And it is 1:08 in the morning. I'll be right back. Oh man, this last one, this one oyster right here, the very last one of this batch, what a bear to open. I bet you I'm gonna be real sore tomorrow in the shoulders. So, wow. I'm still, it's 1:25 in the morning. feel like I haven't eaten. I mean, I'm full, but I'm not full. I feel like I haven't eaten. I hope this doesn't wreck I won't have oysters for a while. 100 oysters, this is only the halfway point, but it's downhill from here on. It's downhill after this. I'm running out of ice. I used up all the ice that I had in the original box. I just have the 2 original packets. And then the igloo cooler. I don't know if I have 1 or 2. I took some big hefty bags, food storage bags, and filled them up with crushed ice. I don't have any ice cubes left to crush. Okay, got a burp there, so made some room. Wow, it had like a false hinge. I was going in here, but I know maybe it had a long hinge. Then I went into this side here, and I could see I was loosening it up, but it was a battle. This one didn't want to give up the ghost. I got the lemon, I might as well use it. Oh, you got this fox in the neighborhood. I haven't heard it for a couple of days. I heard it off in the distance the other day. But what a screech. Trying to get to sleep and you have that in your neighborhood. Then it was like 11 o'clock one day. I think I went to bring the trash can in or something like that. And a coyote strolled by. Not a bad one in the bunch. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. I think, what was the most that I had? Did I have 3 dozen? Or 4 dozen? Okay, I think now it's a matter of mindset. I just got scared there for a second, thinking about having to repeat this, because this is halfway, so I have to do the phrases. I was going to say accumulation. Forget I was going to say it. That's the one with the shell. I had to use the top shell because the bottom shell broke into pieces. Got some shell in my mouth there. You know, it's hard to believe. I was just thinking about this. What's that settlement? There was a settlement of pilgrims that they disappeared, and they're not sure exactly what happened to them, but they have evidence that they resorted to cannibalism. And then there was some other first settlements that failed. And you gotta wonder, can you imagine the abundance around them in this new world? And they couldn't. I mean, there must have been oysters everywhere. And fishing. What was it that they knew how to do? Just farm the land? Like, farm with domesticated crops and livestock. They didn't know how to eat off the land. Man, it didn't take too many generations for them to lose that skill. When they went from nomadic life to farmers, static, raising livestock in one location and raising your own food. But the abundance of food that was around them, and they couldn't take advantage of it. Hard to believe that they had lost those skills, and maybe 2 generations before them had. Not. Wow, it seems like it took a long time to get here, but that's halfway. I'm halfway. I was shucking these, and I got paranoid that I hadn't turned on the camera from the oysters I had just previously finished. So everything's on. Yeah, red. Everything's on. So I'll be back with the next, the first dozen on the downward trek to 100 oysters. Oh man, I'm actually getting punchy. If you noticed, I haven't been touching my beer. So it's not that. I'm getting into the zone. I made the big mistake of looking at the oysters, the amount of oysters that was remaining. Big mistake. So I'm shucking these oysters. I shucked the last one. I'm bringing the tray in and I'm like, uh-oh, I lost count. Is this the second dozen after the midway point? Or the first dozen? I completely lost track. Oh, lucky me. The refrigerator has gone off. I can't recall. I was hoping this was the second dozen. I can't recall. I was all happy because of the midway point. Did I have another batch after that? Now I think this is oh man, I have to admit, I mean, I'm not stuffed, but I'm just about oystered out maybe. It would make me feel a lot better if knowing this was the second dozen. That would mean I have, no, this is the first dozen, I think. That means I have another dozen after this. And then 2 more dozen. I don't remember. So, I had 4 dozen, that's 48. Then I had the ones. So when I get down to about 10, I'll know that I actually got to 100. I'll have to review the video. But it is 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I would feel good if it was the second dozen after the midway point. I want to take a nap. I gotta take a nap. Oh, this is only the first dozen. Stop yapping and let's get past the finish line. We could do a speed run on these. Yeah, I'm getting very tired. Oh, that would have been great if I had Tabasco on my fingers. Yep. Wow. I'm getting very sleepy. Well, there's no time requirement on this 100 oyster challenge. That's a good thing. Oh man, it just came to mind about that video I watched. The Nikocado avocado. He went to that, is it in Vegas? You go to that restaurant where only in America, where if you weigh over like 400 pounds or something, you get a free meal. Oh yeah. just gonna take a nap for a minute. Nice and quiet in the house. Okay. We can do this. Maybe I have to splash some cold water on my face. I don't even want like a saltine cracker. Did I ever tell you when I had my hernia? I'm pretty sure I told you this. I had no backup plan. So I thought I was going to be able to power my way through it. And I was just walking back and forth, moaning and groaning, trying to walk off the pain, lying down, getting up, lying down for like 5 seconds at a time, getting up, lying down, walking around, talking to myself. The pain was so intense, I thought it was going to pass. The smell of water would give me the dry heaves. Just the thought of water. Then I thought, okay, maybe Pepto-Bismol. Nope, didn't stay down. Water, nope. I like, what's that thing I used to get as a kid? Castor oil. Oh, that was a big mistake. Yeah. It was an umbilical hernia. I remember taking the shower and had my belly button saying, uh-oh. I think it lasted a couple of years before it became a problem. Before it became a blocked intestine or whatever they call it. Doctor said if I had waited any longer, part of my intestines would have died. I had no contingency plans, and then spontaneously, I had to call the neighbor and say, you gotta drive me down. I was gonna walk. I wasn't rational. I said, you gotta take me to the emergency room now. Just the thought of water. That's weird. The way the body tells you that. Gives you that signal. And I had a hernia. Had the operation. Had a couple of CAT scans before the operation. And then I didn't learn. I told the doctor, I said, I gotta go home right after the operation. They're like, well, you gotta walk around. You gotta get up and walk, and you have to eat something. I told the doctor, I gotta go home. He said, if you go home, I'm not your doctor. I said, well, it can't be helped. Got an obligation as a caregiver. So he compromised, and I think he gave me like 8 hours or something like that. I didn't learn. It was like a couple of days passed. I felt good. I had spaghetti dinner, and I had this unbelievable pain right back. I think I had a couple of episodes of that. So now I'm afraid of popcorn. I don't eat popcorn anymore. I'm afraid of it. And yeah, episode of that pain for some time. It's been 4-5 years. That pain was unbelievable. I'm rambling on because I'm trying to avoid. I'm so tired. Okay. I wish this was the second batch, because that would mean I only had. No, wait. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting punchy. That would have been 24. Then I'd have 2 more. I think I got 3 more dozen left after this. Wow, it's 13 minutes of me yapping. Let's see, I bought those clams I wasn't counting on. Then when I went back the second time to get the oysters that I originally went to get at Whole Foods, I picked up a pint of clam chowder. I said, oh, let me try that. But then I plan on making a pizza. Then I plan on making spaghetti. So I got hamburger in the fridge. I better throw that in the freezer and put that off for several days, because I've got that pizza dough. I was gonna make a pickle pizza, and I've got those clams. What else do I got in there? I got some pasta salad in the fridge. Oh, I bought pepperoni for the pizza I was planning on. And I picked up some sliced turkey from the deli department. They're still good. Yeah, I gotta do more artistic, non-eating videos. I need to use the artistic part of my brain if I have any. Making room. Whoa. What is there? Oh, I thought there was a hole in there. I wonder when I'm gonna want to see another oyster. guess there's no shame in saying 100 oyster challenge fail for the title of the video. Am I gonna want oysters tomorrow? I'm just tired. Yeah, it would be great if this was the second dozen after the midway point, but I'm pretty sure it's only the first. So, another dozen after this, another dozen after that, and then that one, the last dozen in front of me. If I can just envision it, I can do it. What do they call that? Not envision it, but to, what's that word for like motivational speakers? If you can, it's not visualize, it's if you can, oh, this word's on the tip of my tongue. Manifest. Is that the word I was trying to think of? If you can manifest. No, that doesn't seem like them. Actually, now I'm getting full. Before it was psychological. That was defeating me. Now it's actually, I'm getting full. Okay, I think that's one of those physical tells that you're getting full or getting defeated by the challenge. Ugh. That was just very, very cold. I think it started to drop my body temperature. I'm having so many oysters, it's dropping my body temperature. I came across a video on, was it on Facebook? I think. And some guy was responding to a question about what happens when you fall off a cruise ship. I can't believe that kid that jumped off that cruise ship. It almost seems like a hoax video. And they just laughed. His classmates or so-called friends just laughed. Oh, so this guy was explaining that, not only do you deal with the suction from the props on the ship, drawing you into them, but you have to deal with the cold temperature of the ocean. course. But what happens is, you know how, people don't realize this happens all through nature. Everything gets old. And everything no longer has the ability they used to have when they were younger. So the older sharks aren't as adept at successfully hunting. So they learn to follow the cruise ships because the cruise ships dump their trash in the ocean. So the sharks learn to just follow the cruise ship for an easy meal. So if you jump into the ocean from a cruise ship, you become an easy meal. I never saw any follow-up story on that kid. That's what happened. Yeah, I don't know why they serve alcohol on planes. I mean, I can understand a cruise ship atmosphere, but they need to have strict limitations on people drinking. There should be no alcohol served on airplanes at all. And they need to, you're not on a bus. You're on something going, what is it going, like 600, 800 miles an hour? You should be banned for life. If you disrupt the flight, get that word out, and then people will behave themselves. The behavior I see is just, it's just crazy. People think they're on a bus. Not that that behavior should be acceptable on a bus either, or anywhere in public. All right, that was a while to get to that. So I'll be right back if I don't fall asleep. Okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm seriously thinking of throwing in the towel. I consolidated everything and I have 40 oysters left over, not including these. So I've had 48, right? Plus 12 is 60. These will be 72. And then 24. 72 and 24 is 96. And then I have to have 4 more oysters. How come I got 40? Oh. Yeah, that makes sense, okay. Because I'll have 40 minus the 26 minus, and then the 4. minus 30 will leave me 10. So I must have only had 2 from the Whole Foods. So I know I had initially 10. And then I must have took 2 out of the order got shipped to me. So that would leave 10 more oysters. Oh, that would leave 10 oysters I have to eat. I'm oystered out. I'm seriously thinking of throwing the towel. But then I would tell myself, like it's some major accomplishment. I'd have 2 dozen. Plus the 4. I'd have to have those 4. Those last 4 oysters. I still have to have these. Let's see, how many did I say that was going to be? 48. 60. 60. And 72. Yeah. I only had 1.5 beers. 72. I finish these. Then I have 1 other dozen. Then I do that dozen, and then I say I just have that 1 dozen. And then after that, I just have to have 4 oysters. And I'm at 100 oyster title for this YouTube video. Is it worth it? Then I'm going to have 10 oysters left over. When am I going to want to have another oyster? Maybe by Sunday. Oh, 3 o'clock in the morning. The refrigerator's on again. Yeah, I gotta do true ASMR sounds, non-eating videos. They're so cold too. I guess I could try putting some under the, I don't know, oysters with cheese on them. I'd put breadcrumbs on them too. If I put breadcrumbs, you have to get all the juice out too, or you're just boiling them, you're not broiling them. So you gotta empty out this, you could sip it out, I guess. Sprinkle some breadcrumbs. Put some cheese on top. I think I'm going to throw in the towel. Am I going to throw in the towel? Where's the lid to my... horseradish? Yeah. Oh, you must be hearing that fridge. It's got that resonating sound, that whirling sound. Oh, so close, but yet so far. Okay. More ice cubes. That lemon smells so good. I think I said this in the last oyster video. I thought that if you had a bad oyster, you'd know it. But evidently the bacteria that people succumb to every year from oysters, it's like 1 in a million. You won't taste it. You won't notice any difference. It's a bad bacteria that I don't think it's always fatal, but it causes a number of fatalities every year. But I think that's a lot of people are also compromised immune systems type of situations. So in that respect, I don't know why they would be eating raw food. It is delicious though. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I've had. It gets real tempting after this because then the next 12 is doable. And then the next 12. And then that 4. pearls of wisdom. They're just these little bitty things. Oh, 24. 28 left. I have to eat 28 left. Excuse me. It's not becoming enjoyable. I think once I hit the 48 oyster mark, it was becoming a task. Why is that not loose? They're so cold. I thought for sure I was going to run out of ice. Be so cold. It's down to 35 degrees, so I think it might hit freezing. Okay. That was my next dozen. Will I go on to the next dozen? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, we're on the final leg of this journey. I almost want to do like a speed run on this one. Get some, all lemoned out. Whoa, watch out. I got all the seeds and everything. I remember parents used to say, don't swallow the seeds, they will sprout inside of you. Wonder why they would say that. Okay. After this, what did I say? After this, I've got 16 left. I've got a dozen, and then 4. I forget how I calculated that. Oh yeah, because it's 48, which is 96. So I'd be 4 short. Okay. It's down to, I forgot, it's down to like 35. I don't think it's going to get to freezing tonight. Or this morning. It's so cold. I don't know how these seeds got over there. It's so cold. Oh. I'm so close. I was just thinking about what the effects are of all this salt solution here. I think I have a good idea. It's just so cold. I think I made the face like when they do those videos when they give the toddlers their first lemons. Oh, wow. The final 16 more to go, and I'll be at 100. I wonder how many calories this was. So I'll be right back. Okay, I never thought I'd get here. This is the last 16 oysters. And you wouldn't believe it. It is. It's 5:04 in the morning. What's that sound? Those sprinklers going on. Anyways, you know what? Contrary to what you might believe, when did this start? I forget when this started. 11 o'clock, right? So, I've been nursing 2 beers. I'm going to have a beer at 5 o'clock in the morning. I bought this 6-pack, and I hadn't had a beer for a couple of months. So, contrary to what you might think, I'm not a big alcohol drinker. I never never really got into drinking any type of mixed drinks. I don't know how people. I've had, what do they call that? A Long Island iced tea, something like that. I've had that a couple of times. Boy, those were, probably depends on where you go. But those can knock you for a loop. But nothing else. That's about it. Always beer. So the ones that I had, the 3 remaining, I'll save those until when I get around to making my next pizza. Probably shouldn't have had that because now that's taken up space that the oysters could have taken up. So close and yet so far. This has got to be. This was not a very good idea. I probably won't be having oysters while I have. So I thought maybe they would send extras. And I counted them total, but I think it might have been 102. And I think I have 16, no, 10. I think I have 12 oysters left. So that would be, the oysters. I think I had 2 extra in the shipment that I ordered online, and then I had the 12, which I used 10 of. I ate 2, but off camera, and then I had the 10, and then I took 2 from the container. Anyways, I don't know when I'm going to be able to, maybe by Sunday I got them in the fridge now in a small bucket with ice on top of them. So maybe by then I got those clams out. I think I'm going to chop them up and I'm going to make some stuffed clams. Probably just need like a beaten egg and Italian breadcrumbs and those chopped clams, and put them on the half shell with butter, of course. So I have to melt some butter, mix that in, and bake it. Those should come out okay. Can't go wrong there. I'll just do a quick search online. For some reason I was thinking maybe you mix mayonnaise in it. No, it must just be a beaten egg. Excuse me. And breadcrumbs and the clams. The only thing I was wondering is, do you cook the clams up? I think you go ahead and you cook them, then you chop them up and reheat them with the mixture of breadcrumbs and egg. I think that's what they do. Anywho, the final leg of this journey. Who's that guy that does competitive eating on YouTube? That can't be a good thing long term. And like I said, I gotta do something different than this. Yeah. Gotta come up with better ideas than just eating Maybe if I start off with the small ones. So cold. So cold. You see the bag of shells that I have? I don't want them sitting around until Sunday. Put them in the too big to go in the freezer though. So that's 2, 14 to go. Oh, man. That wasn't attractive. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 to go. I can't believe I got here. You know what I was thinking of doing? I don't know why I came up with this. But I noticed these commercials. So I'm watching somebody and they had an ad. They were promoting a cereal. It's a new, healthier cereal, versions of kid cereals, like Lucky Charms. I guess it's supposed to be healthier and less sugar, but the same concept, with them looking like there's marshmallows in it. And I said, you know what, maybe I'll just try that ahead of time. And then if I like the cereal, then I could, I'll just have it. And then later on, if I like it, I'll endorse the product. I haven't done any product endorsements of any type. But it'd be phony to like do the product endorsement, and the only reason you're trying the product is because you're endorsing it. I'd rather have a product that I use, I like, and then say, you know what, I bought this initially with my own money, I like it, I'm going to eat it on a regular basis or use it, whatever the product is. I used it before I even got some promotional deal. Instead of just doing a promotional deal and then never using that product again. Excuse me. But the cereal, I was going to say it's expensive, but cereal's expensive now. And you can buy it like assorted pack, have it shipped to you. Look at that. guess I'm not going to promote this company. I mean, they're Wellfleet Oysters. I think that, I can't remember the name of the company. Because I googled Wellfleet Oysters. But like I said, they didn't ship from the location down on the Cape. They came from Boston Harbor somewhere, off the probably central distribution place on the wharf. But they have a fisherman's wharf, I don't know. I think it's all just commercial real estate now. Oh, it's so cold. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 oysters to go. It's the countdown. That beer kind of went quick. I ate 100 oysters. Are you kidding me? I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. I mean, I'm sure I'll probably have to be within sprinting distance of the bathroom or something. Eight. I hope I don't. I got 10 of those. I bought 12 extra from Whole Foods. So if I bought 100 and I've got like 12 or 14, I thought it was 12. I thought it was 12, 14 left. I must have had more than 2 extras in the shipment of 100. Yeah. Yeah, I won't be. I might cook some oysters on the grill with some butter. Instead of raw, and change it up. Seven. Six. 5. They are so cold. Sensitive teeth. afternoon. Five more. Five more. It's 5:21. Yeah. Five more to go. I know I had a little burst of energy there. Four. Three. Two. One. I hold in my hand the last oyster. Well, to 100. I've got those other, I already forget the total. 12 or 14 in the fridge. Which as of right now, I don't want anything to do with. I gotta put that hamburger in the freezer. I don't feel like having making any meatballs right now. I'll have a can of soup, but Gresso soup. Walk away. Wow. I did it. Not the best idea I've ever had, but I went with it. Well, I can add these to my shell collection. That's like 20 pounds of shells. Look at that. Unbelievable. Don't try this at home, people. I'm a trained professional. Oh, I can't believe it. Never again. I won't have until I finish those. After I finish those other oysters. Boy, that was speaking in tongues there for a second. I'm not gonna want to look at another oyster. Excuse me. For a long time. In a strange way, it feels like a good accomplishment, but it really isn't. So, thanks again, everyone, for stopping by. Thanks for your continued support and your comments. That was 100 Wellfleet oysters. what was I thinking? And, yeah, thanks for your continued support and your comments, and thanks to all my PayPal contributors. Thanks for using the Amazon affiliate link in the description to make any of your Amazon purchases. Really appreciate that. That's the best way to help support the channel, is if you're going to make any Amazon purchases, just go to Amazon through those links, and I get a small commission for any of your purchases that you follow through with on Amazon at no additional cost to you. And other than, just watching my video and that link, that helps support the channel. So I can't say enough thank yous for that. So till next video, everyone, I'm going to go take a nice, well, I actually don't feel tired. I was going to say take a nap. But, I had chickadees. You can hear them. Chickadees moved into one of the nest boxes. So, it's funny, for a couple of years it was the wrens that were getting here earlier than the chickadees. And, I had chickadees show up late in the season. These ones showed up like weeks ago, probably beginning of the month. Showing up in the backyard, checking out the nest box. So, yeah. Thanks again, everyone. Till next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.